Good afternoon. This is All India Radio and I am Valsa Williams with the Midday News. The headlines. Second batch of 323 Indians and 7 Maldivian citizens evacuated from novel coronavirus hit Chinese city of Wuhan. Second confirmed case of novel coronavirus reported from Kerala with history of China visit. Health Ministry says patient stable and being monitored. NIA raids several places in Kashmir in connection with arrest of DSP Davinder Singh. Congress releases its manifesto for Delhi Assembly elections. In sports, India won 48 for 2 in 18.2 overs against New Zealand in fifth and final T20 international cricket at Mount Maunganui. And in Australian Open, Novak Djokovic to take on Dominic Thiem in men's singles final at Melbourne shortly. Air India's second special flight carrying 323 Indians from novel coronavirus hit Wuhan in China landed at Delhi Airport at 9:45 this morning. The first special Air India flight brought 324 Indians back to India from China yesterday. 7 Maldivian citizens were also evacuated in this flight. The Maldives government has thanked India for help in evacuating 7 of their citizens from Wuhan in China. Foreign Minister Abdullah Shahid expressed deep gratitude for Prime Minister Modi and External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar along with the Indian Embassy in Mali. He said the 7 Maldivians will be housed in India for quarantine period upon arrival. A second positive case of novel coronavirus has been reported in Kerala. The patient who has tested positive for the coronavirus is in an isolation ward in a hospital. The Health Ministry said the patient is stable and is being closely monitored. The patient has a travel history from China. State Health Minister K.K. Shailja said that Kerala is fully equipped to deal with the situation. The minister said there is no need to panic as the infection is curable. More from our correspondent.
The student who recently returned from China suspected of coronavirus infection is under treatment in isolation ward in Alappuzha Medical College. The State Health Minister K.K. Shailaja, addressing the media in Kollam, said that the condition of the patient is stable and the infection could only be confirmed after getting the final report. The preventive measures are strengthened in the state and people are urged to be alert. 1,793 people are under observation in Kerala. People who had recently returned from China and other infected regions and those in contact with these people are advised to undergo medical checkup by contacting control rooms and to be in home quarantine and observation till the incubation period of 28 days is over. This is Mayusha for AR News from Thiruvananthapuram.
An Embassy of India in Beijing advisory says due to current developments, travel to India on e-visas stands temporarily suspended with immediate effect. This applies to holders of Chinese passports and applicants of other nationalities residing in the People's Republic of China. Holders of already issued e-visas may note that these are no longer valid. All those who have a compelling reason to visit India may contact the Embassy of India in Beijing or the Indian consulates in Shanghai or Guangzhou, as well as the Indian visa application centers in these cities. The UAE Ministry of Health and Prevention announced a new case of coronavirus infection in the country and added that the patient was stable and under medical care. The person arrived from the Chinese city of Wuhan. Since the outbreak of the disease in China, 5 cases have so far been detected in the UAE. The Philippines has confirmed its first novel coronavirus death, the first one outside China as reported by local media. It was the second confirmed case in the country. The patient, a 44-year-old Chinese citizen, died yesterday. Wuhan health authorities said that people suspected of coronavirus infection will be isolated in designated areas effective immediately. First of 2 temporary hospitals in Wuhan will start admitting patients from tomorrow. Our special correspondent in Beijing reports that the situation of coronavirus outbreak continues to remain grim as confirmed cases of infection has reached at least 14,423 people in mainland China and at least 160 in more than 2 dozen other countries. Death toll is 304 in China. 368 patients have recovered so far. Nearly 60 million people are under lockdown in various Chinese cities as international researchers race to develop a vaccine to contain the spread of the virus. Meanwhile, the Red Cross Society of China has dispatched a team to Wuhan, the epicenter of the novel coronavirus outbreak, to direct and supervise the relief work of the charity organizations across the province amid accusations of misappropriation of donations and medical equipment instead of giving it to the hospitals and needy. Medical experts say the coronavirus can be prevented by taking several measures. Talking to AIR News, Director, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, AIIMS, Delhi, Professor Randeep Guleria said this must be followed by the people, particularly who have come from China. He said the measures will contain the spread of the viral infection.
Coronavirus is a respiratory virus. Droplet infection means that the virus spreads in coughs, and on coughing there are droplets produced in the air. These droplets carry the virus, and if someone else in the near vicinity inhales these droplets, the virus reaches his respiratory tract, causing the infection in the throat and in the lungs. To prevent infection, one must be careful while coughing. Cough into tissue or into handkerchief. If that is not available, cough into your elbow so that you decrease the spread of the infection. Also, we keep rubbing our nose and then the infection can come onto our hands, which can also spread infection from one person to the other. Therefore, the other important measure is to do regular hand washing. Coronavirus is a very mild virus and its fatality is low. We have to be careful, especially for people who are coming from China or traveling through Hong Kong or Southeast Asia. Exposure to these people should be avoided as much as possible. Coronavirus has symptoms that are very similar to common flu in terms of fever, cough, body aches, sore throat and breathing difficulty. The important link is that if along with these symptoms you have come from China over the last 2 weeks or come in contact with a person known to be infected with coronavirus or who has cold and cough and has also traveled to China, or you are working in a hospital where patients who have coronavirus are being treated. If these things are met, then you can be a suspect case of coronavirus.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, visit our News on AIR app and follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. You can also visit our website www.newsonair.com. A team of National Investigation Agency NIA has raided several places in Kashmir in connection with the case involving the arrest of Deputy Superintendent of Police Davinder Singh and his alleged links with terrorist outfits. Singh was arrested by Jammu and Kashmir Police on Srinagar-Jammu National Highway in South Kashmir while ferrying two terrorists, Naveed Babu and his associate Rafi Ahmed, in his car on the 11th of January. Police sources told AIR correspondent that fresh raids were conducted at several locations in Shopian district yesterday and may continue today as well. Sources said raids were conducted at the house of Adil Pala, an active terrorist of Hizbul Mujahideen outfit, and at the residence of Rafi Ahmed, the Hizb terrorist who was arrested along with Singh. This is the second visit by the Premier Investigation Agency to Kashmir since it took over the case from Jammu and Kashmir Police on January the 18th. In Jammu and Kashmir, 2 security force jawans and 2 civilians were injured in a grenade attack by terrorists on CRPF personnel in Lal Chowk area of Srinagar city today. The injured have been shifted to a hospital. A police official told AIR correspondent that the area has been cordoned off and efforts to nab the culprits are on. Further details are awaited. Delhi Congress today said it will bring Jan Lokpal Bill aimed at eliminating corruption within 6 months if it is voted to power. Releasing the party manifesto in New Delhi, Delhi Congress Chief Subhash Chopra said the party will provide 33% reservation in government jobs to women. He said Congress will spend 25% of its budget for pollution control in the national capital. The manifesto also assured unemployment allowances of 5,000 rupees each to graduates and 7,500 rupees to postgraduates. It also assured implementation of the Sheela Pension Yojana, offering 5,000 rupees to senior citizens of Delhi. The party will offer free ride to senior citizens and students in the government-run buses. President Ramnath Kovind today stressed the need for simple living and becoming better human beings to reduce burden on the environment. He He was addressing a gathering of meditators at the new rural headquarters of Sri Ramachandra Mission at Kanha in Nandigama block near Hyderabad this morning. The President said the mission became a strong movement in the past 75 years and spread to around 150 countries in the world. He also said the mission preaches Buddha's teachings and values of Raj Yoga.
I am glad to see that Sri Ramachandra Mission has been promoting both individual change as well as social change. The mission is promoting the great ancient tradition of Raj Yoga, meditation in the modern world.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu today urged upon the younger generation to shun sedentary lifestyle and undertake regular physical exercise to stay healthy. He was speaking after participating in the yoga camp organized by the Patanjali Yog Beat of Baba Ramdev in Hubli in Karnataka. The Vice President called for waging a war against the growing incidence of non-communicable diseases. He said that yoga practice will have a beneficial effect on people, especially at a time when there is a sharp rise in lifestyle diseases. The U.S. industry leaders have hailed the union budget presented by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman yesterday. They say it will improve the ease of doing business in India and attract more foreign direct investment. President of U.S.-India Strategic and Partnership Forum, USISPF, Mukesh Aghi said, despite a slowdown in growth, the global outlook for investment in India remains strong and therefore the budget was a great opportunity to convert the global sentiment into action. Welcoming the budget, the U.S.-India Business Council, USIBC, said the abolition of the dividend distribution tax removes a major disincentive to foreign companies seeking to set up operations in India. President of USA-India Chamber of Commerce Karun Rishi termed the budget as an all-inclusive, growth-oriented and transformative. The Arab League has rejected U.S. President Donald Trump's West Asia plan, calling it unfair to Palestinians. In a statement, the Arab League said it does not meet the minimum rights and aspirations of Palestinian people and violates the reference points of the peace process, international law and UN resolutions. The Arab foreign ministers meeting in Cairo said any acceptable solution to the West Asia conflict should adhere to the Arab Peace Initiative and international law. The Indian consulate in Dubai, along with the commanding officer of the ICGS Samudra Peheredar, will host an on-board reception in Dubai this evening. Members of the diplomatic community, senior Emirati officials, defense attaches of different missions, prominent Indian community and the media fraternity are expected to be present on the occasion. Samudra Peheredar is a pollution control vessel. India have set a victory target of 164 runs for New Zealand in the fifth and final T20 International at Mount Maunganui. Earlier, the visitors won the toss and elected to bat. India is already leading the series with 4-0 after defeating New Zealand in 2 successive super overs. Serbia's Novak Djokovic will take on Dominic Thiem of Austria in the men's singles final of Australian Open tennis in Melbourne today. Australia's Luke Saville and Max Purcell will face Joe Salisbury of UK and American Rajiv Ram in the finals of men's doubles today. Earlier, American Sofia Kenin won her first Grand Slam title with victory over Spain's Garbine Muguruza at the Australian Open yesterday. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Second batch of 323 Indians and 7 Maldivian citizens evacuated from novel coronavirus-hit Chinese city of Wuhan. An Indian embassy advisory in Beijing says travel to India on e-visas stands temporarily suspended with immediate effect. Second confirmed case of novel coronavirus reported from Kerala with history of China visit. Health Ministry says patient stable and being monitored. NIA raids several places in Kashmir in connection with the arrest of DSP Davinder Singh. Congress releases its manifesto for Delhi Assembly elections. In sports, India set a target of 164 runs for New Zealand in fifth and final T20 international cricket at Mount Maunganui. And in Australian Open, Novak Djokovic to take on Dominic Thiem in men's singles final at Melbourne shortly. And with that, we end the Midday News.